What's up, world? I'm in Kansas City trying to find a bike share, walk into a bike share so I can take a bike and drive right into Home Depot, buy some paint. I really don't know where they sell the good paint at, so I'm gonna get by with the Rusto. So I walk about 2 miles and get to the bike share, and then according to my maps, I had another 6-mile bike ride to get to where the homie Years was selling the paint. 6 miles, nothing to sneeze at, but on a bike it's doable. But what I didn't understand was that it was straight uphill, and by the time I got there, I was totally smoked. It was a hard, super hard ride. I scored the paint I needed from Years, and big shout out to Years over with Kansas City Masterpiece. They put on one hell of a jam. I bring the bike back to the rack, and the rack's out of order, and I can't return it. So now I'm stuck with this bike, and it's charging me by the hour. So right on cue, my phone died, and of course I didn't have a charger with me. I stopped in several bars, and maybe the 8th one, the guy actually had a charger and got me charged up. So shout out to the guy over at the Dubliner in Kansas City. Then I got the bike back in the rack, and they even refunded my money. So all's well that ends well.
So I had a good long while to come up with something to paint for this mural festival, but for some reason I just really couldn't come up with anything ahead of time. So when I got there, I thought it'd be cool to paint like a close-up of alligator's eye. So that's what I ended up doing, and I liked it. I mean, it was okay, but I thought it could be stronger, so I went ahead, scrapped it in favor of doing the snake with the eyes and that. I almost painted a whole face behind there, but the more I added, I felt like it was taken away from the overall composition, so I ended up, kind of putting a whole face on there and then slowly backing it off back down to the eyes. And I really liked it. I thought it came out pretty great, and people were giving me a lot of props for it, so that's always good. It's always a good sign. Yeah, man, Kansas City was a real good time, and met a lot of good people. Crews from San Francisco and all over Cali, all over Chicago, all over the country. It's like 300 artists there. It was crazy. What a hell of a jam. And I think I ought to tell you that I'm recording this voiceover right now, 3 weeks after this has already passed. I made this whole video already, and then for some reason it wouldn't export, so now I'm making it again. So Kansas City's a while back now, and it's not as fresh in the memory with so many things happening. But I can say this about the town of Kansas City. It was a super pleasant surprise. Like, I had so much fun there. Met a lot of cool people. Seen a lot of artwork from some local Tampa Bay heroes like Zulu and Olsen and Sebastian. They had this dope party. The girl beatboxing there was ill, and they had all-you-can-drink beer. And I indulged in that beer quite a bit. In fact, I got pretty smashed, but it was all in good fun. And yeah, the mural festival to me was a big success. I hope everybody that was there enjoyed it as much as I did. Did I mention that I drank a lot?
So at a certain point in my journey into Kansas City, I got drunk, and this is that point. And this is gonna be in my vlog, maybe. So the next day, to my great surprise, I wasn't very hungover, and I had met a guy earlier in the week named Jonathan. I had met the homie Riff Raff and his wife, and Jonathan were all hanging out together at a bar where I was having a beer, and we were just chopping it up. Turns out Jonathan had a warehouse, and he's like, "Yo, do you want to come do a little work on there?" I said, "Yeah." So I ended up doing this Battle Angel Alita piece. And if you haven't seen the original 90s anime or the new movie, I highly recommend them both. There was so much good work done at Kansas City Masterpiece. I mean, we're talking straight graph porn everywhere you look. And I really did capture a lot of it. There's a lot of footage I didn't get. There was, like I said, 300 artists up there getting busy. And this MFK crew, I mean, what can I say? You can see right there. It's proof is in the pudding. They straight brought the thunder and the lightning. Man, Kansas City, what a great town. I know I said it earlier in the vlog, but I'm going to say it again. Underrated. At least back home, we don't hear a whole hell of a lot about it. But I can tell you what, for not being a very publicized town, it's really a fun town. I had a great time there. And like I was saying, all this graph, just gorgeous.
The reason I didn't get footage of a lot of the other work was I was always busy painting. When I was working on the Battle Angel Alita wall, Jonathan's friend Carla came up and she hired me to paint her theater. She has a theater up off of Oak Street.
I didn't have a whole hell of a lot of time to do it. I was gonna leave the next day, but I decided to stay one more day, give me enough time to, do something good on the wall. I was just using scrap cans for this, so it was kind of interesting. The colors came out a bit different than what I usually paint because I didn't have the paints that I tend to use, which is hardcore and Rust-Oleum. This was just a mix of Cobra, 94, Rusto, some hardcore, some Belton, some Iron Lac, a little bit of everything. So it had an interesting color look, I thought. I gotta give a big shout out to my baby sister Julie. That's whose beautiful voice you're hearing in the background. Currently in Burlington, Washington State, about an hour away from the Canadian border. And I'll be heading to Vancouver in a day or so. So wish me luck, y'all. I got a lot more video to come. Peace.
Okay, so my time in Kansas City is just about over. I'm about to get something to eat and then get on the road and head to Oklahoma City. But I figured I better do something in front of this green climbing vine here because I noticed it's like everybody's taking photos in front of it. So, I just do my little KC tourist thing. Anyway, y'all. KC, what an underrated city. So cool town. Had a really great time here. Off to Oklahoma City, go see my old man, go see my pop, and then off to Portland, Oregon. Peace.